Okay, Lia Thomas. Lia Thomas is an athlete, and she's a swimmer. And recently, Lia Thomas was catching the headlines because Lia Thomas was breaking like records.
Okay.
Like crushing records, like by a landslide.
Uh-oh.
And I guess I should also mention that Lia Thomas is transgender.
No, I knew that as soon as you said that they were crushing all of these records.
Yeah, Lia Thomas is transgender, so she is competing with women who were born women. Mm-hmm. And originally, before she became a woman, I hope this don't come off wrong, man, because I don't. Before she became a woman, she was originally a man, and she was competing with men.
And was trash.
And she got like 462nd place and stuff like that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so now she's competing with women, blowing them out of the water.
Right.
No pun intended. Like, there's a video up there where she's completely like done racing, chilling for like 45 seconds.
Wow.
Waiting for all the other competitors to finish. And I'm just like, hey man, it is what it is. I mean, like, and there's like people on her team who like against it, like who's protesting, like they're not in support of her because like you have advantages that they, you know, it's just an advantage because you have this, your body, you're a man. Your body is...
No, she's a woman.
Yeah, she's a woman. yeah, she's a woman.
She's a woman.
But
what are you talking about here?
She's a woman, but she has strength that doesn't originate from a woman. So naturally, you're going to have an advantage. Naturally, you're going to... Yeah, look, y'all... Like, Steven's like, hey, man, I don't know about... But I mean, this is a discussion. Period.
Yes,
it's a discussion. So, is it fair, or what's your take on? I can give my take first if you like. But what's your take on transgender women competing with natural born women?
I'm gonna go first.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So let me just first of all preface. There's
multiple trending topics as well, so just keep that in mind.
Yeah, keep that in mind. Okay. Well, let me just preface still by saying that I have no issues with transgender women.
That's not the question.
Some of my best friends are transgender women. I don't care what the question is.
You just want to make that known.
I want to make that extremely clear. So, but very simple. I think that it is absolute. I disagree. I don't think that that transgender women should be able to compete in competitive sports where there are records and people could potentially go to the Olympics, or this can change people's lives. I don't think that it's not fair. And there's a reason. There's a reason that men and women. I used to do track and field, and mostly field, but I did do a little track. But there's a reason that there's men's and women's. There's a reason they're separate, and why? Yes, you can, you can transition and you can take hormones, and there's a whole bunch of things you can do. You can't change nature, and how you identify is different than how you were born. And even if you feel soft and if you feel like you're one thing, then you still have the strength and you still have the abilities that you were born with. And if you work out and you do things, then your body's still going to react and respond the same way. So I honestly just think that it is I disagree, and I don't think that it's good, and it's unfair. So,
because also when they were competing, like they did the award ceremony or whatever, like they were announcing, like people were like treating the person who got second place
like they were the winner at first.
Yeah, they were like, woo!
I mean, it's
first place winner. It was like, and some people was boo, boo. So it's just like you can see the division. Like if people are openly, like, you can see that this is not right.
It's not fair.
It's not. It's okay. It's cool that she wants to compete.
Right. I have nothing against that.
Nothing wrong with competing, but if you're going to compete, just like we have men football, men basketball, they're separate for a reason.
They're separate for a reason.
They're separate for a reason. So if they want to compete, I personally think that they should have just a transgender athlete or sport or whatever. So everyone is at the same advantage. Everyone has the same opportunity to compete on a playing field or so. If you're going to, make a big deal of saying that, transgender athletes, they're people too, they need to compete and all that stuff,
I think that we're a little far away from that. Like the community is still growing, and professionally or even on a collegiate level, then there's not that many. So to give them their own league or whatever, that may not be a thing yet.
You got to start somewhere.
Well, that's true.
It's happening.
Well,
period.
I think that they should compete based upon their scientific natural
biological
birth. Right, like has once again absolutely nothing.
So you would prefer like a transgender woman just competing with men?
Yes.
Okay.
Based upon your birth,
but they're not men.
I understand how you identify, and I absolutely respect that. I mean, okay. Well, we will.
So why would I compete with men if I'm not a man?
Well, then I think that we should base it upon not your gender, not your feelings, not anything of that nature. We take a DNA sample, and wherever your chromosomal, wherever you fall, that's who you compete with.
But I'm not a man.
Okay, that's fine. We're not basing it off gender. It's not men versus women. It has nothing to do with that. It's strictly based upon your chromosomes. So there is no man and woman anymore. It's just based on chromosomes. And if your chromosomes align with mine, you're going to compete against me.
So it's a chromosome based sport.
Well, let's if that's what you want to call it. I think that's because it's not fair.
Chris, what's your feelings?
Let me preface my statement.
What's your statement? Go ahead, preface this.
Let me preface my statement by
preface
first
more
saying,
than me because I spoke for all of us.
Fix your time.
some of my best friends are transgender women. No, I'm joking.
I'm about to say,
okay,
She was like, wait a minute. I don't know any transgender women, but I respect people and my opinion is, as long as you're not killing other people, stealing from them, you do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So I don't care. With that being said, what they're doing is it's kind of like we're basically realizing how absurd this all is getting with the different identifications and how we, you have to call me they and them, and you're basically seeing in real time what everybody's been, well, not everybody, but I guess for this group, what they've been fighting for and how absurd it is, honestly. Like, if you and your group and your community, you want to do this, that, and the other and be treated a certain way, and that's fine. Everybody should be treated with respect. But then once you project those ideas on other people, that's when it becomes problematic. Like, I have my own ideas about health and wellness. Just imagine if health and wellness people all got together and at the same rate were doing what the transgender community is doing and protesting, and you guys need to be healthy, you're overweight, you're fat, and we put our ideas on other people, we would be obliterated.
Yeah.
So why is it okay for them to do that? We identify as health and wellness people, and you guys should respect that, and you shouldn't be around us unless you're health and wellness too. And when you are around us, you got to eat like us. And you got to, just imagine if any other group of people did that, they'd be obliterated. Why is this group so special? Why are they able to compete biological men against biological women? When the whole reason, like C said, we separated this for a reason, because men and women are not equal. Like, at what point are we going to understand this?
Yeah.
Like, this is not a trick. I swear to you, this is not a trick.
Yeah.
Men and women are not equal.
Physically. Like, it's...
I mean...
Like, this isn't anything that we're saying to create division.
No.
This is reality. This is
fact.
just what it is.
We're just not equal. A man has a penis. A woman has a vagina. A woman has a womb. A man does not have a womb. He doesn't have ovaries. We are not equal. A man's hand strength far exceeds a woman's hand strength. Like, even height. Even height-wise, if you take a culture of people, the men are going to average taller than the women.
Taller, heavier,
the bone density.
Everything.
We're not equal.
And even think about it. The only way that a woman can typically get to the at least kind of strength that a man naturally has is that they have to either put so many different hormones and steroids within their body, or they have to do some extreme workout procedure just to do something I can get with like a couple push-ups.
I mean, that's the thing. Like a lot of women, they have issues in the gym and trying to, you know, achieve certain milestones because they feel like if I lift weights, I'll look like a man. I'll become bulky. And it's quite the opposite.
What do we think this comes from? That this is okay, like this, like women should be in a more masculine field, or that in order to compete, or they want to make women more masculine and get them on the same level instead of just being where they are. It's like you don't necessarily have to be equal to a man in order to, I guess, get the same respect.
Right.
That's not the same. Respect, and that's not the same.
It's not the same. Like I think that originally, you know, there was a thing where it was, and I'm not even gonna say feminism, but it was really just women wanting equal rights, women wanting to feel like they're on the same playing field, they want to get paid the same, right? Non-physical things, like I get it, right? I mean, you're, as Chris stated, you're a human. You should be treated as such, and I'm down for that. But where things start to go left is where now we are now saying, well, we should be treated the same. We should be paid the same. Okay, whatever. Right. I'm cool with that. But then now we're trying to then say, well, we should be able to play football together and basketball together and do all these things together. And it's just like, bro, you know what I mean? That's not, you know. So I think it originally came from, women wanting equal rights, wanting to be able to vote. Right. Which once again, all good. And then now we're taking it way less.
Yes,
we overcorrected.
Yeah, we're overcorrected.
But that's what happens when you don't have balance. You know what I mean? Like, first of all, at what point in history were women not respected in their home and in, like, holistically speaking?
Yeah.
Like, if you have a man who is doing whatever, any intelligent man knows he needs a good woman. Like,
yeah.
It's the balance. It's the harmony. A woman is not lesser than a man. It's just a position. Everybody has roles. You have the quarterback, you have the running back. Is the quarterback better than the running back? They're just different positions.
Yeah.
They're both necessary on the team. Like the idea that people should play other roles that they're not well suited for is really the problem.
That's really, I like that. Especially when you put it in the sense of sports, because sports people can understand. You're not going to take a lineman, a center, or a tackle, and then because he feels like, well, he's not getting enough shine, then you're not going to say, you know what, I'm going to make sure that you're going to get all the shine that you deserve. We're going to put you a wide receiver. That just doesn't make sense. You're not going to put him in that position.
Now, can you do it?
Sure, absolutely.
So he can do it.
He can do it.
But he's not well suited to do it.
Right.
And so if the goal is to win, you wouldn't want to do that.
So then what I think that, and I heard this.